Electric scooters thrown in lakes, vandalized, set ablaze as part of a citizen backlash against the e-scooter craze.
Many are riding on sidewalks, with some calling it Scootergeddon.
While billions of dollars and companies like Uber and Ford are getting into the scooter game, cities across the U.S. are pushing back. In some cases, banning scooters outright, leaving lofty valuations hanging in the balance. We found a place in the world where e-scooters move seamlessly through society, a case study in how quickly a city can move towards micro-mobility.
I think this is like literally scooter heaven.
It's not the future, it's the present.
So why has there been so little pushback here, when in the US, e-scooter companies are hitting speed bumps? Even in December, in Tel Aviv, Israel, life's a beach, and you see electric scooters everywhere. It's a young city. More than 40% of its residents are under the age of 30.
I don't have a car, so I buy a scooter.
All types of people are hopping on the e-scooter craze. This man shows us the Instagram account he created. It's devoted entirely to images of Israelis out for a ride.
You see every day a lot of new people riding scooters.
E-scooters began taking off here earlier this year when Chinese maker Xiaomi opened shop. Its $500 model has been flying off the shelves. Then in August, the U.S. scooter rental company Bird landed here. It allows anyone using its app to find a scooter parked on a sidewalk and rent it for $1.15 per minute.
They've been here for only over 100 days, and so far, 1 out of every 10 Tel Avivians has taken a Bird.
And there's another reason that's unique to this country: Shabbat. From sundown Friday until Sunday morning, all public transportation shuts down.
Public transportation is non-existent in the weekends in all of Israel.
Shlomo Goren makes extra cash by picking up Bird scooters, charging them, and putting them back out on the street. The weekends, he says, are prime time.
As you can see, Friday afternoon, the map is pretty full. We really need to be hitting the streets. I am losing money right now.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, let's go bird hunting.
The collecting is the fun part. You go, you hunt, you compete with other players on the street.
All right, we got another one.
Safety first.
How much do you think you're making with this side hustle each week?
It turns out to be a second salary.
Another person who says he's making money on Tel Aviv scooter mania, Dora Netta. He sells what you might describe as the Range Rovers of e-scooters.
But these look like some serious scooters here.
Yes, they are.
Pimp my ride kind of scooters.
We've sold quite a few of these to the Border Patrol police and to the military.
These 3- and 4-wheel models sell for between $2,300 and $20,000.
We have pre-orders now. Customers are waiting for the next batch.
And there's one more reason why so many Tel Avivians are taking to e-scooters: a spirit of rebellion.
It's the Occupy Wall Street of public transportation.
Asif Zamir, an 11-year member of Tel Aviv City Council, says residents have lost faith in the government's ability to solve the city's traffic and transit problems.
It's cheap, it's quiet, it doesn't pollute at all, and it can really change the way people get around inside cities. But you need the infrastructure.
Infrastructure that he says would make room for micro-mobility like e-scooters at the expense of parking spaces and lanes for cars.
Wait, so you just ran for mayor. Did you run on
Did
you run on a pro traffic jam platform?
I did.
You did?
I did. I said that if you really want to look at the future of cities, but specifically our city, you need to change the pyramid in which the private car owner is the king.
Zamir lost the race in November by 12 percentage points.
The other option is saying, okay, all of the center of the city is a scooter area.
Good luck with that one.
Something's got to give.
Without enough safe places to ride, e-scooters can be dangerous.
I don't consider it safe.
Shlomit Malka, one of Israel's top models and a celebrated figure in the fashion world, suffered an electric scooter accident in August that made national headlines.
I was riding my electric scooter without a helmet. I slipped, the bicycle lane was wet.
Malka's accident happened on Rothschild Boulevard. Her head hit the pavement.
I was unconscious in the hospital for 2 days.
Unconscious for 2 days?
Yeah.
Malka was put into a medically induced coma and placed on a respirator.
It got a lot of attention, didn't it?
Yeah, it did make people more conscious about the whole issue. It causes a lot of problems and accidents, but I do think that if we educate ourselves to use it more wisely and more safely, it could be a good solution.
How severe were her injuries?
Very. She's lucky to be alive.
She's lucky to be alive?
Yes.
And her example was not atypical?
No, actually it was fairly typical.
So on an average day, how many people come in here with injuries from this?
Probably 1 or 2 a day at least. We've taken this upon ourselves to try to raise the alarm because it seems to be a national issue now.
Half of the world's population is going to be living in cities very soon. And
half the world's population?
Yeah.
Sarah Kaufman is the Associate Director of NYU's Transportation Studies program. With more people in the U.S. living in cities than ever before, and a forecast that by 2040, over 88% of the U.S.'s population will live in urban areas, she says scooters could play a part in solving the increasing challenge of trying to help all those people get around.
You can ride it in heels or a skirt.
Bird has loaned her a scooter to use for research.
Scooters are solving this kind of last mile problem, getting you from the subway station to your home, which may be farther away than you would prefer to walk.
Scooters are controversial.
Yes.
They're dividing the public.
Yes.
Why is that?
Scooters are seen as a kind of tech bro infiltration in US cities.
Bird and Lime, the two leading companies, were quickly valued at over $1 billion each. Uber acquired Jump for $200 million. Lyft launched its own e-scooter service, and Ford recently bought Spin.
We plan to be in about 100 markets in the next 18 months.
That means you're moving really quickly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that you need to be in the cities and be competing, or else there's a chance that you're going to be left out.
Now, more than half of U.S. states have scooter sharing services, but only 10 states have laws, and companies rarely wait for approval. Take San Francisco, the epicenter of tech innovation in America.
Electric scooters continue to explode across the city.
They seem to come out of nowhere, and suddenly we're everywhere.
In March of this year, 3 companies, Bird, Spin, and Lime, dropped over 2,000 scooters on our streets and sidewalks.
And you had a long, thoughtful discussion before that happened?
No, I wouldn't say that. We had reports of people who were just trying to get across the street and couldn't get through the crosswalk because there were scooters blocking their way.
Many of the scooter companies in the race are based in the Bay Area. But even on their home turf, the disruptors are being disrupted.
We had a couple banners blocking the buses here and over here with the pile of e-scooters right over there.
Chirag Bhatka and other tenants' rights activists formed a blockade.
Due to the scooter situation, piled on top of, a multi-year effort by big tech to kind of use San Francisco as a playground. It kind of led to a tipping point.
So what, they went rogue, but they're offering transportation to everybody.
It's not the fact that it's an electric scooter, was the fact that they came in and just started using public space without knowledge of the local government, but also without doing outreach to local communities.
San Francisco eventually limited its rental scooter population to 2 companies. But within a month of launching, one of them lost about a third of its fleet to theft and vandalism. All this raising questions about the sustainability of the business model. Valuations are starting to cool, but the scooter companies tell us they continue to see a growth opportunity.
Once cities figure out how to weave scooters into the mobility landscape, people will be more accepting of them.
Cities aren't ready. Isn't it premature to bring in electric scooters?
People need to start using scooters to prove that there's a location where a lane would be beneficial.
Even if they're taking their lives into their own hands?
I guess they're the pioneers.